Anyway, yeah, I guess, boys, here we are. We're on the Vanflip. Welcome to my humble new abode. This is the first time we've had anybody in person in a long time, Guy. Right? Got JP out here working the cameras. It's like we're almost back to full speed.
That's Guy.
Anyway, I'm sitting with Luke and Dylan of local Jacksonville band Yashira.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Represent. So you guys got a new record coming out this upcoming week, which will be like, we'll release this episode before the record out as well. But anyway, new record out December 11th. What's the title of it?
Fail to Be. Drops on December 11th, Friday. Yep. Mm-hmm. We're really excited for that, man. It's been a long time coming, it feels.
First record back since everything's happened in general. But so like a lot of stuff obviously went into making this new record. Do you guys want to touch on any of that kind of, what went into making the new record and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to even know where to start.
Yeah. This album was, I don't know, maybe 3-ish years in the making. From the start of, writing it to now. I'd say it's probably been about 3 years in the making. So it's been, a long trek to get to this point, and we're just relieved to be here, ready to drop it all, and just get it out.
Yeah, the process started with Seth. So we had released Shrine, and even before Shrine had been released, we had started writing for this. We didn't know what it'd be called or anything like that or anything. But so we got started on that, and probably how many songs did we finish with him? Probably 7 and at 6.5, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then he got in the accident, and we kind of set it down for a little while, but not that long, because it wasn't really much of a question of if we were gonna do it again. We knew we felt like we knew right away that we were gonna, just didn't know who we were gonna do it with.
Mm-hmm.
The songs are gonna see the light of day no matter what.
Right, exactly.
So we were determined to make that happen. It was just finding the right person to fill the shoes, because they're definitely big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and I think that's how most people who probably visit Lambgoat would probably know you guys. At least your name was when Seth was in the accident and passed away and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But also prior to that, you guys did a little, work with Zao.
Yeah.
Good.
Zao. What's up?
We're already past that now.
Yeah. That split was so cool of them to reach out for us, or to us to do. We were in the van on tour with Fit for an Autopsy at the time. We were on our way to Pittsburgh, and Scott had messaged me, and I guess they were going to do a split with another band, and that fell through. And we had just played 2 shows with them in Florida that we just got thrown on last second. And he asked us to do it, and it was a unanimous yes. I've been listening to them since I was 9, no joke, probably 9 years old, So it was just crazy to kind of just even have that opportunity open its door at all, Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, and that's a pretty well established pillar of the scene community to be working with in general. So so you guys only interacted on those 2 shows, and then they asked you to.
We did what was it? Orifest as well with them. So we did Orifest in Savannah. It was with them. Darkest Hour and He Is Legend.
And Unearth played.
And Unearth.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dope lineup there.
It was a great show. It was awesome.
Good. So I want to say that was the first time I had seen them, but
I don't think we knew them yet.
Yeah, we didn't meet them there. But then when we got added to the 2 shows that they did in Florida, we did Orlando and Tampa with them, and they were both just super badass. So that was when we got to meet them and just hit it off with them, and it kind of just developed from there. They were looking to do a bunch of splits with people around that time because they had a bunch of songs they were sitting on to, you know, kind of put them out. They ended up not doing other splits, did they? I can't remember now.
I don't think so. I think after that they did that like remix thing that they ended up putting out.
That's an interesting way to put out songs, do splits with other bands. If you have like an album's worth of songs, would it be more beneficial to do like, you know, 6 splits or just release an album?
Their logic behind it was that if you do the split and you get it pressed or whatever, it's just one smaller release that will sell a bunch, you know, and it just, that band is pretty much their livelihood for the most part. So, you know, they obviously want to do what they can do to sell as many physical units as possible.
Right.
So
they're also like way ahead of most bands in how they do things. Like they really follow no formula, and that's like super influential.
Yeah.
To like us, even, you know, they just do whatever they want all the time.
Yeah, they've been pretty progressive over the years about
Yeah.
their releases and just work and how they work and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, even their even the bands that they get lumped in with, even their style of music has always just like been set apart from everything that they've ever done in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Like, stylistically, I can't think of a band that sounds like them, you know.
yeah, I really can't either. They do their own thing.
I can.
Who?
You guys kind of sound like them.
Really?
Like
A little
Zaya?
bit, yeah.
Okay.
I get like I call you guys heavier Zayao on the message board.
Wow.
Zayao.
Zayao. Yeah, well, we've never gotten that comparison before, but
You're just
you know,
heavier.
we wear
version.
it.
I mean, like there's like I can hear an influence of their music in your version of your music.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't sound like them, but like there's definitely hints of it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely heavy as fuck. They got melodic stuff. They got, you know, sludgy shit. So
Yeah, they're all over the map.
They're awesome, man.
Yeah,
Love
we
listening to them.
we try to focus on the freedom of it all too, and I think that kind of bleeds over into what they do as well. When we're writing, for sure, just not really thinking of any blueprint of any sort, you know.
No, I get it, but it's just like I guess because you guys have grown up, like you said, since you were like 9.
Yeah.
listening to it. Obviously, it's going to be in
Bleeds in.
something that you do.
Yeah, it's burnt in.
So yeah, let's talk about you and who you are. Since JP texted me that we probably should have you guys introduce yourselves.
Okay.
You know, it's rusty. We're rusty. We haven't done the in-person thing in a little bit. So
It's all right.
anyway, Luke, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Dylan.
Hey, I'm Luke. I play bass and do vocals in Yashira.
I'm Dylan. I play guitar and do vocals in Yashira.
Yeah, that's probably why it sounds like, Zayao. A little bit. He's grown up listening to it since he was 9.
Yep.
It's probably a little bit of that toxic in there too, but we won't.
Right? Yeah.
Love Britney Spears.
No, that was 8 years old, man. That wasn't 9.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a pretty Duval podcast, that's for sure. Got you guys from here.
Go Jags.
Yeah, we're
Shout
right
out
down the
Duval.
street from the stadium, and I got the Limp Bizkit shirt on.
Yes.
Yes, sirree.
Sure do.
Making it happen, Captain. So like, what? Let's talk about you guys' like influences as like growing up because you guys are a little younger as well. Yeah, like so who got you into like music in general? Like as far as like what was the band that made you go like, oh yeah, I want to be in a band.
My answer's so Duval.
Evergreen.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
for
Of
sure.
course. Yeah.
Like they did the thing that I knew right then and there that I wanted to do. You know, I think the first song I heard from them was sorry, I'm super thirsty. I think the first song I ever heard from them was their Zero cover.
Oh really?
Oh.
Damn.
That whole cover album is pretty dope, dude.
But I had never heard Smashing Pumpkins' version at that point, so
a good
I
idea.
thought it was just their song, and I was like, "Man, this song is awesome."
Dude, when was that in their time? When was that cover album out?
Dude, that must have been like 2003 or something.
No.
Like that.
No,
3 or
it's later
4?
than that.
Later than that.
It came after.
Because they were like one of the first like when we were you were
you're
talking
right,
about
yeah.
first scene shows you ever went to. I want to say one of the first ones I ever went to, Evergreen was on. It was like Strife and Poison the Well
Wow,
Damn.
at Freebird.
that's a gig.
Yeah, and they were one of the first I want to say either the first hardcore show or one of the first. But then I just started going to all their shows around town because they were local. Mm-hmm. That was such a fucking cool time too. They were such a cool band. I mean, they're still a cool band.
Yeah,
but they were such a cool band back then because it was so like the scene was so new at the time, especially locally. Mm-hmm. You guys would have flourished a lot better, I think, back then as a band than probably currently because the scene just kind of goes in ebbs and flows, and I think that was a high point.
I agree. I think Jacksonville's scene is strange. At this particular point, it seems kind of more divided than it's ever been since I've been a part of it. It seems like it's like I'm almost like cliquey. Like these people go to these shows, that's it. Whereas back in the day, it seemed like it was there's a show at this venue, you're going. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who's playing, you know.
I'm trying to remember. It was pretty clicky back in the day too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I phrased it wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know right now since there just aren't any shows.
Well,
you know?
yeah,
it's like it's hard to know how people are going to act when shit does get back to normal. You know?
They may just go to shows just to go to shows. It might not matter who's going,
or there might not be any venues left. You know,
true. That's also an issue.
Yeah. I definitely feel that way. I think that when they come back, that it's just going to be full support,
like opening of the floodgates.
Exactly. Yeah. Just excited to have a show in general.
I do think that when things do get back to normal, it might skew from more venue or like bar shows to, you know, more DIY focused shows, kind of like it used to be, like with all the house shows we used to do and like all that shit. I think all that's going to come back. Warehouse shows are probably going to come back.
Just more underground.
Yeah. Just, you know, shit that's not at a bar or at a venue.
Right.
Because those spots, I mean, bars are doing fine now, but like actual music venues are, you know, suffering right now. So it's like, you see a new one closing down like every week, you know, a good venue like Voltage Lounge. They just shut down. That's crazy.
That place was awesome. That place was so cool.
That place is awesome. And yeah, it's just like, it's crazy. You never know like what's going to happen, you know, when it does get back to normal. It's easy to speculate on what could happen though.
It'd be cool if the underground shows do start happening. I mean, I don't want to say that I support underground shows going on currently. I'm just saying, like, in general, when things get better, it'd be nice to have that again. Because I think back in the day, like when we were talking off earlier before the podcast, shows were just different. Like, it was a higher peak, I guess, locally here. I'm being nostalgic about, but there were like a lot of like house shows then and warehouse shows then. It's like that's kind of like the allure of why I took to the hardcore scene early on.
I agree.
Is because it was like so not mainstream, obviously at the time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think in the time span between then and like now, at some points, the scene was mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certain parts of the scene were mainstream, so it didn't make it as, I don't know, cool feeling, you know, to like be part of something that's not common culture. But
yeah, kind of like what you said. Jacksonville is, it definitely goes through the ebbs and flows for sure.
Just like all scenes will probably in your town or in anyone's town.
Yeah, I think a lot of the change happens with, you know, the internet age becoming as giant and consuming as it is, you know.
True.
You know, like I remember when I first started to go to shows around here that there'd be people passing out flyers, there'd be flyers hung up all over the city and stuff like that. And now it's just like, hopefully Facebook you got invited to the Facebook invite, you know, and it's, I don't know. I wonder what it would do if the whole city or a whole city would embrace going back to like that kind of grassroots style.
I think you would have to do it as an artist.
That's yeah, for sure. But it would have to be embraced by the city in general, because I almost just kind of
flyering. I don't think has ever really been embraced by the city, just because it is polluting and littering.
right.
You know what I mean? Because like you'll hand out a lot of flyers, and you know
they all get thrown away.
Before they're like, "Whoop, yep, that's cool." You know, they just toss it right there. So that's why they don't really like it that much. But I mean, some of the cool things about
airdrop flyers.
You could do
We'll just go to a show and every phone that pops up, just airdrop it.
You could do that.
That's the green way to do it.
Yeah, totally.
As long as there's no dick pic with it.
Yeah.
You might get some replies back.
Yeah, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble for that for sure.
But you could do that and start manually, but physically passing out flyers, and because I still have flyers from shows from back in the day, and that becomes like part of a collectible.
Absolutely,
of the memory,
Yeah, that's more so what I mean. I guess is like when I say grassroots, like that was like just how you did it back then. There was really nothing else about it, but it seemed to grab more people in some weird way. And I don't really know I don't have the answer as to what it is. They had a human
connection with the person that possibly was in the band
Yeah.
already. Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh, that guy's kind of cool. I'm sure his band's kind of cool. Rather than just like, I got a random Facebook invite from this dude.
Exactly. This dude that I've never met that just added me,
Right.
Yeah, it is pretty impersonal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has a lot to do with it. But also, it also shows that, there's a hustle aspect to your passion with your art and stuff like that. So you're out there willing to meet people face to face and invite them to your show. Like, come see my band.
Yeah, but being that annoying guy that hustles so hard in person is different than being that annoying guy that just sends you a bunch of show invites on Facebook all the time. I like that's funny.
My favorite move is when they just invite 99. They add 99 people to the post.
Oh God!
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's like Ray-Bans for sale.
Yeah.
Tag 99 people in it.
Exactly.
I see those all the time.
Yeah. I am Facebook marketing. That's what that is. So anyway, let's pivot back to the new record. 3 years in the making. Was the songs that Seth was on? Was that something that did his parts change, or did you want to keep them as they were, and then whatever songs outside of that were free range for the new person?
Ryan, when we got Ryan to agree to come, he lives in Memphis, our drummer. He lives in Memphis, and he played for the band Seraph the Light, and he plays in a band called Autolith, and Seraph the Light did that collab record with Axis, so that's kind of how we got acquainted with Ryan. But when he agreed to do it, all we had from what Seth had written was cell phone recordings of just like voice memos, us turning on the phone to remember what we had done and setting it down in the middle of the room. So a lot of it had to get changed just based off of the fact that he couldn't even heir what Seth was actually even doing because it was just so
rough.
blown out,
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of it is rewritten.
Their styles are pretty different too. So naturally he was going to play things a little bit different than Seth. So yeah, he kind of got it to his comfort level and then just took off with it basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Went super hard.
Yeah. He
Did it change the song at all? Like, did you guys get fresh ideas and alter some of the established songs because of the style?
Yeah.
I would say that the whole experience of losing Seth and like trying to revive the record that we had written with him helped us make the whole thing as cohesive as possible. Like, because we rewrote parts that we were just like, oh, well, this sounds like a totally different band, because we were just very similar to how we were writing Shrine. We were just kind of throwing stuff out there, didn't really care about its cohesion with the last one that we wrote. It's just like, oh, fuck, that was sick, like, we got to do it,
Yeah, because we had plans for the future. We were like, yeah, like this record doesn't really matter as much because the second or third album is going to be way sicker.
Yeah.
Let's just throw a filler album out.
Yeah, literally.
Pretty much, yeah. It was like, we'll figure some stuff out on the next one, But then, obviously, like, those conversations turn into, like, how can we continue, basically, when your drummer passes away. So, it's like, it's not something that you can force. You got to kind of just feel it out, feel, what seems like the right thing to do, and go that route. But also you got to be patient with it. And that was the hardest lesson of all, was just being patient with the whole process of the album coming together. Because like you said, we had a bunch of ideas already down, but nothing was concrete. So when Ryan comes in, he comes to town for a couple days at a time, usually 3 or 4 days. So when he does that, we pretty much just sit in our jam spot and just crank out the jams and just try to well, we don't do this currently, but when we were writing the album, we would just try to, just get the songs to where they can just be, I don't know, not even like accepted, but they can feel the same as each other, basically. And so that was a big part of what Ryan was helping us do, and he took off with it. Yeah.
A big thing that made it seem so seamless for us was that Ryan was like the perfect fit, and he was also the first person that we tried out. Mm-hmm. So, like, we knew that we were going to have to get somebody that like got it, like understood what we were trying to do, and like listened to the same style of music and understood the style of music. And but yeah, when he came there and we started going over it and just seeing his overall skill, because in Seraph and Autolith, like, he gets a little wacky, but when you were able to like see what he was like, he like put the pedal to the floor, and we were like, yeah, like this is the guy. We knew it like immediately. Mm-hmm. And that definitely helped, because going into that, we didn't know how it was going to go.
Yeah, it was very, very uncertain times.
Well, yeah, you guys, I was going to say, because you were talking about being patient and whatnot with everything, it felt, I mean, I could be remembering this completely wrong too, but it felt like you guys, how long was it before you started even trying people out?
It was,
'cause I feel like
it's probably about like 5 months.
Yeah, it was a while before you guys even started doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, we had started talking to potential drummers that we thought could handle it,
We only talked to one other one. It was 2. We talked to Hosian from Vatican.
Yeah, Hosian and Tommy.
Oh, yeah, we did discuss it with Tommy for a little bit, too.
Yeah, that couldn't work out. We wanted to get Tommy from Axis. But then, and Hosian, but we just realized that it couldn't work out with either of them. And
just because they're so busy with their other things, right. And we wanted somebody that wasn't going to be, like, that was going to be able to kind of focus on it,
Right.
And also not wanting to disrupt their awesome bands, Ryan's in awesome bands as well, but they're not like super, super active. They don't tour and stuff like that. So it felt like a easier grab to get Ryan, and
he just fit better.
And we'll never know what would have been, if we tried out other drummers, but he fit perfectly, like a glove.
It was at the point where we didn't need to try anybody out. We tried him out, and we're like, okay, let's go, let's move.
How'd that process go? Did you send him just like backing tracks, and then he just wrote something to it, or did he just
cell phone recordings?
Yeah,
voice memos.
He had the cell phone recordings, and he would just listen to those. Not really like able to play along with them too much, but he would just become familiarized with the songs. And then when he showed up for the very first time, it was like him playing the songs for the first time. And we didn't even try to tackle any of the old music at all. Like he's still, I don't know if he's learned any of the old music, but it doesn't really matter.
There's no pressing moment right now for you to rock that out on stage or anything like that. So
that would be the only reason for him to learn it. So
yeah, but even with Seth, we were still looking to like kind of move on from that stuff anyway, because we have our feelings about Shrine. We just felt like it was a very young record.
Yeah. So what's the newer songs that you have out? Which, by the way, your new single is on the Lambgoat New Metal Monthly not podcast playlist.
Consume.
So go check that out. I think it's one of the top songs, first songs, or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. On that.
Thank you.
Like you're that bad boy. Anyway, it's a much different depart from your last your last couple things that I had heard from you guys. You know, even different, you know, than the Zayao split and stuff like that. So
less
more aggressive.
overall, I'd say, but less death metal thrown in there for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or like random black metal parts.
Yeah.
We don't really have too many of those anymore.
Like we just,
Was that a conscious effort, or you just like?
it really was. Yeah, because
So
like
what made you write it in the beginning then? Just to
Man,
go
We were
back-
just trying
wacky?
to figure out what we were doing. Like really, like we didn't.
Is this? Or we talk? And was Shrine your first release with Good Fight?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a 2-song 10-inch that we put out prior to that. That came out on Southern Druid out of Jacksonville.
Those were the first 2 songs we ever wrote together.
Yes. Yeah. That was the very first thing we ever wrote. And that has more of like the random black metal stuff. There's not too much of it on Shrine. But yeah, there's some.
It's there.
But yeah, we were pretty much just like, kind of want to work it into an area that is more fresh, I guess.
Really, we just wanted to take another step at. It's so hard to find your sound.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like everybody follows some kind of formula to having a sound. And that was us getting away from that, I think, was a big proponent in us being able to take steps towards finding that sound. Like I still think you can hear our like influences in our music. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, you know, like we just sound like us, you know, but we want to. And getting away from the dude, that's very Morbid Angel, man. Like, you know, that's
but you know,
super
also,
Gorguts.
people who listen to Morbid Angel, everything that they write is going to have a little bit of Morbid Angel in there.
Yeah.
Regardless. And there are bands that Morbid Angel sound like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That they listen to, that were influenced, you know, I mean, how influences go. So it's just going to happen. But
Yeah. And this is not to say that we won't ever touch on it again.
yeah.
Oh.
Did you just like want to be heavier? Like, what caused you to step away from, just not to be more sporadic or just to be more well thought out as far as the music
more
is
thought put into it, pretty much.
Exactly.
Like,
More cohesion.
Just not taking the song, like shitting out the songs, taking them and being like, okay, let's press this on vinyl. You know, like actually, you know, putting a little bit more thought into arranging the songs and in making one riff flow into the other and making the lyrics meaningful and not just random.
Right.
And yeah, so just putting more intention actually into it rather than just you know, putting it down and then walking away from it, never revisiting it, and just pretty much just writing songs to play them live, basically.
Right, just calling it done when it probably isn't done.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's mostly what Shrine was for us. Like we listen to Shrine now and we're like, man, it seems like we wrote it like way longer ago than it was, just because it seems like so young. You know what I mean? I don't even know a better word to use than young. We were still at the very, very early stages of this band, had no real idea what we wanted to do. We were just getting together and shitting it out.
Shitting it out.
Shitting it out, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, we are still a young band. You know, like we've only been a band for 5 years. So
And a little bit of that was put on hold, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much nothing. Well, yeah, I guess, you know, for about a 6-month period, we were pretty much doing nothing. But so 4.5 years or so, we've been a band. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to remember where I was going with that now.
Well, Shrine was written. We started writing Shrine right after we put out our first demo.
Oh,
so
I know what I was
that
gonna
was
say.
like the first 2 years of us being a band. So
Right.
this stuff is like,
That was young. We're still young. I feel like, you know, this record that we're about to put out is not the end all be all. It's probably not the best thing we'll ever write, but it is
honest.
yeah, it's honest, and it's I feel like our path is very clear now. And I think that people that appreciated us for everything we have done previously will definitely connect with this one on a different level. I know we do. I know this is a record that I can listen to constantly and not get sick of it. And I've never been in a band where I can just like listen to my own songs like through.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see what comes next because we're
That third record's going to be a banger.
yeah, third record.
We're already looking forward.
Yeah, start enjoying the road to the fourth record.
Yeah.
That was going to be the one.
Yeah. That's how we used to think.
Yeah,
Not
it
even
is.
kidding.
It is. Yeah,
We'll just like shit these out, you know. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Just shit it out, man.
Shitting it out.
Now we have new music in the works, so it's like super exciting to think about all that stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like, not that you had, I was also referring to like this COVID time as having some extra downtime, as being, you know, a young band too. Like, you know, this year has been put out, or, you know, you may have done like some things in the first 2 months or whatever, kind of, but like then you haven't done anything since then. So
Pretty much.
you've had extra time. So obviously, did you guys push back the release of this record because of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, how long has this record been finished for?
We finished it in the end of February.
I think we got the final back in like April, or maybe May.
I think the idea was to put it out in July. Yeah, because we were planning a tour in August.
Yeah,
Like we were starting to book a tour in August when like everything started to shut down. But I remember thinking like when the shutdown started to happen that I was just kind of like, okay,
By August it'll be all good.
yeah, by August we'll be fine, you know. And so yeah, August.
I think
July.
we actually ended up like canceling all the effort on the tour within like 2 or 3 weeks of the coronavirus thing like really taking hold, you know. So yeah,
we were in Connecticut when it hit the U.S.
Yeah.
I remember like the news, like I mean, we were like in a room with just us, barely ever leaving, you know. But man, what a crazy thing to look back on. That seems like it was so long ago.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of long ago. It's like, you know.
Well, yeah, but
Almost
it feels
a year
like
ago,
2 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
it feels
insane.
feels like forever ago for
Yeah,
sure.
well, time's passing a little slower or faster sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it moves rapidly and slowly at the same time. It's fucking weird. But yeah, Connecticut was very fun. Beautiful state, you know.
Yeah, working with Greg and Chris taught us so much about being a band.
What was that, where you recorded the album?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we recorded at Silver Bullet Studios in, what is it, Birmingham, Connecticut.
No, Burlington.
Birmingham, Alabama. Nah,
I was thinking
Burlington,
I
Connecticut.
mean, is there a Birmingham, Connecticut?
There might be.
So sorry, Greg.
there might be.
So sorry. But yeah, they challenged us. Challenged us in a way that we've never been challenged. They put Ryan to the test, and that was also helpful for us. Just based off
Really
of
break them in. You know what I mean?
really,
Yeah,
dude. He worked on drums for like 8 days.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he was
something like
I
that.
bet he was so over it, dude.
Oh, no
yeah.
doubt. But
Once he was done, he just played Halo for the rest of the time.
Yeah,
He was
he's
just
like,
fuck
y'all
Yeah.
have fun. And
Yeah.
I'm sure like that, his job is first up.
Yep.
Most times. So yeah, okay. So yeah, he was just like, good luck. 8 days doing drums, that'd be brutal.
yeah, and
How many
we
songs were on the album?
9.
9?
Yep. Yeah.
Which, by the way, you can pre-order your bundle still, probably. when
You
listen
can
to
make
this.
your own bundle.
Make your own
now.
bundle.
Make your own bundle.
Do you still get a discount? Is there a discount?
I don't know. Discount.
I think I got like a
Black
notification
Friday or
for like
something. Yeah,
Good
I
Friday
think
doing some make your own bundle discount.
yeah.
That might have been like a Black Friday
Friday
sale type deal.
sale.
I don't know if that's still
I don't
going
know.
on or not.
Probably
But pre-order it anyway, even if there isn't a discount.
Do you guys work with Carl directly?
not
Sometimes.
really super directly.
Mostly Rick.
Cool.
We mostly work with Rick.
I was
And
gonna
Rick
ask,
is
like, what's
awesome.
it like working with Carl, because you know he was Ferret for a long time.
Working with Carl is we interact mostly with Rick, but working with Carl is great too. Like, it's not like we don't ever talk to him. You know.
Yeah, he was really there for us when Seth passed too. So that was really awesome. It, you know, just showed that he cared. He came down and hung out with us. And
Yeah,
shit,
what a
so.
I mean, what a strange thing to have to deal with as a band and just as a manager kind of situation. You know, it's just like whoa.
Yeah,
It was crazy, man. Seriously.
Yeah, those are things you don't plan for.
Yeah, we were riding the weight the night that it happened. Mm-hmm. Truly insane.
Third song on the album.
Yeah.
So that song, it's like a very heavy, hard hitting song. Lyrically, meaning wise, it's a good one. Probably my favorite song on the record, just because everything that went into it. Like you said, we had just started writing that on that night, so that was that's a really good song. That was good to get it out and like get it into a form that sounds like fucking awesome, and then like and then just be able to like listen back on it. I don't know. It's very meaningful.
I think
preview of the third record.
Yeah. I think we were all just like super stoked to finish it up and be like, yeah, Seth would like this. He would have liked where this went, you know, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's dope. It's dope. But yeah, Carl's the man. Rick's the man.
Yeah, Ferret was just like such a influential early days, early independent label, you know, especially for the scene.
Man, they have so many great releases too.
Oh yeah. Between them and Solid State, Equal Vision, Trustkill, those were like, God Lord. And I'm missing a bunch of other labels too that people are probably freaking out about. But
right.
To me,
they'll let you know on the forum.
Yeah, for sure. But to me, those were like my four, you know, indie labels at the time that I was just like so about. I mean, Victory too, but they were huge for an indie label.
Yeah. Ferret was probably my biggest one for sure. Yeah,
Every Time I Die, bro.
Every time, yeah, man. I mean,
they even did
timeless band.
They even did Poison on the Well later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Versions was on.
Was it?
Was on Ferret. Yeah,
I think that record is severely underrated.
Of course, yeah. We've discussed this on this podcast.
Yeah. That record is severely underrated, and Tropic Rot.
I think I underrate Tropic Rot currently.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I think
but
that record.
When I'm listening to Poison Well on shuffle, sometimes I'll be like, "Damn, this song bangs," and I'll look, and it's like, "Oh, it's Tropic Rot." That's why, you know, because it's like, "Damn, I don't think I've heard this one." But
so you're choosing to underrate it at this point because
I guess
you like
Dude,
it when you don't know.
There's so much to listen to.
There's a lot.
There's so much. That's like I was thinking about it the other day. It was like it was cool when like you know you were being told what to listen to, kind of. But now that you have the ability to find any and everything, and anyone can make anything and everything and put it out on whatever platform.
Yeah,
true.
So now you have so much. It's like I tried to do what my top 20 albums of 2020 would be. You know what I mean?
You already did that, man?
No. Come on, bro. I started listening to like all the releases that would come out. You know, through like if we were posting about it or whatever. So I tried to do that. Even with the coronavirus going on and having all that extra free time, it became just like so hard to do.
Because there's so many bands putting out so many records.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's all anybody's doing because nobody's touring anymore.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but like there's so many. You know, there's just and let's just think about like just this bubble that we're in, like that Lambgoat music would be what we would cover. There's so much fucking. There's different levels of bands releasing all sorts of shit. So like, you know, when the releases come out, I don't know how established the band may be or may not be. So here I am just like listening and I'm trying to like actually be like, you know, and a lot of it's just like instantly not going to like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Lambgoat's awesome because they do report on, you know, smaller bands. We had Lambgoat write-ups like a year or two into being a band. So that was awesome. But I can imagine like if
I gave up on that, by the way, like 5 months in.
What's that?
What, writing?
No.
Oh.
Checking out every album. That
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like,
I was like, wait, what?
Fuck that, dude.
I can imagine if you have like if you're behind the scenes and you have like a list of all the fucking releases, it's probably so overwhelming.
Yeah,
You know?
I was trying to do it for Twitter clout and shit, and it was like, no, dude, I'm not. I don't have fucking
Clout's not worth it.
Yeah.
It was not.
It's really not. Yeah, but
So I can tell you, like the first quarter albums that are pretty dope. You know,
Yeah.
I know those.
well, the last quarter album, dude. First of all, ours, but you need to check out Crypto Deer's too. They're our label mates. They just put theirs out on Friday. That's a good one.
Crypto Deer.
Crypto Deer. Yep. The record is called The Angel of History. Yep. Super good. Anyway,
what
plug.
style? What would you call them? What style would they be in?
Prog metal.
Prog for sure.
And man, are they prog.
They're
They
prog.
are
What would you guys
so
call?
progressive.
What would you guys call Yashira's?
Oh my gosh. We've never been able to answer this question.
Just call us like I don't know, like a metal band.
Yeah, we like to touch on like so many different things. It's hard to say. So we just say we're in a metal band. But
yeah, if we were trying to be like super specific, I guess post metal sludge.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say there is like a sludge aspect to it, but it's not like sludge.
yeah, whatever earlier Mastodon mixed with like Neurosis and Converges.
I was gonna say there's like a converge aspect to it for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of, we got fast parts and stuff. So yeah,
Throw some Cult of Luna in there.
yeah, there's some of that.
It's
in
there. ISIS.
A little bit of Evergreen.
ISIS the band.
ISIS the band.
Yeah, all right.
A little bit of Evergreen. Do we have any Evergreen?
I'm sure it's.
I mean,
It's
just
probably in there
just
somewhere.
based off of what.
a little bit of Zero by Evergreen.
Yeah. The song Zero by the band Evergreen
Man,
Terrace.
they were like they were supposed to be our third episode, and we did the episode, but we just couldn't put it out.
Really?
No.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Was it with Craig?
It was with everybody.
Oh wow.
So that was when we found out, like, okay, can't do a full band.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
This is max right here. Three people talking. That is max.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That they would have side conversations within each other, right? Because there's like, and it was just how many were they all on the same couch? They were all on like a couch or something, or how the room was so.
Two of them are sitting on the arms of the couch. And
Yeah, we had to
everything.
like expand the room, and we had to get extra mics, or they were sharing a mic or something like that. But
Nice.
I can only imagine how that went based off of how long they've been a band and all the things that they've done. That
and
the
and
experience.
some of them are like hilarious. Like Jason's fucking hilarious, Craig's hilarious.
Oh, for
and they're
sure.
all, and like Andrew's hilarious. But
These
they're
guys
all
are
like
awesome.
they're all fucking.
They're all awesome people, but I bet you that would be a headache for sure.
Yeah, it's like a joke. They're kind of like the local E-Tid band, you know. They're all jokesters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Love Eatsid. We were actually just talking about them. Like, that band will never get old. Like, they're
Timeless.
they're so.
What do you
fucking good.
think? What do you think allows them to maintain? Yeah, because they're like I talk about it all the time on the podcast that they're just one of the bands that were able to like not fall off.
They have the
any
formula.
lull, like during any lull in popularity of like heavy music or whatever, and they're still fucking they still kill it. Like they still have a diehard fan base from back in the day, and they keep gaining a fan base as they go.
First and foremost, I think their music speaks for them, perfectly. Like, they are fucking gnarly dudes. They're funny. They don't take themselves too seriously. But then when it gets down to it, like, their music is meaningful, So it's just.
They also don't box themselves in
Yeah,
to anything, like in terms of bands that they tour with or their styles. Like, you can listen through an Every Time I Die record and hear different styles of songwriting throughout the whole thing. And I just think that keeps everybody interested.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the same thing over and over again.
Right.
I mean, some people do.
They do. It's so weird. They're like a band that does kind of evolve their sound, but they do kind of sound like they used to. They have like a sound, but it's also maybe they just have like a way of writing songs in a style, like a guitar style, that is memorable.
And Keith's vocals are really, notable.
There's not a
Like,
band out
you can
there.
always recognize them.
I don't love everybody in the band like every time I do. Everybody, like everyone is
great
such
personality.
everyone is such a fucking character in that band. And now Andy's doing like his whole fucking thing with like getting
AEW.
massive popular on fucking wrestling and stuff. He's
AEW, man. That's a Jacksonville Jaguars plug.
like, yeah.
Go Jags.
Tony Shad or Tony Khan.
Tony Khan.
Tony Shad.
That's his wrestling name.
Yeah, Tony Khan, man. Yeah, our
Well,
drummer.
at least that's going well for them.
Our drummer is super into wrestling. He tells us to get into AEW all the time, but I'm not gonna front. I'm not
You're not
into
into
it.
wrestling?
No.
The Minefield.
It's fun as
the
fuck,
Minefield
dude.
dudes are into wrestling.
Yes, they are super into it. Oh man, it's entertaining, man. It really is. Some people do it better than others, for sure.
Well, Andy is definitely an entertainer, and I mean, I guess a lot of that you can add, attributes from him being on stage and entertaining for so many years on stage with the band,
Yeah, and Every Time I Die is a different level of entertainment as well. Like,
They're so crazy live.
they're absolutely
at some
batshit
point
crazy
it's going to
live.
be interesting to see them as an old older band.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
I
mean?
also feel like they will be a band until they're super old.
Oh yeah,
I think
so. You know?
Jordan's gonna be like the AC/DC guy, Angus Young. You know?
Yeah.
Jordan's gonna be that because like
Doing the duck walk.
Yeah.
or his version of the duck walk
Yeah,
thing. You
just
know?
jumping
So,
off shit
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
He-
65.
He posts pictures of him like just throwing himself. I mean, he throws himself into the performance and music and shit. But like that can't be good on his neck. Can't be good on his back. So it's
No
gonna
way.
be interesting to see what they do 20 years from now. you know?
I'm 26, act less a fool than them at shows, and I'm in pain.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how that goes on tour. Do that every
band
night.
That band is pretty fucking awesome. What's your favorite E-Tid
Oh
release?
boy, that's a hard question, man.
New Junk, probably. For me.
Yeah, that probably is mine too. I am a sucker for Gutter Phenomenon.
Gutter is
Board
pretty fucking
Stiff
good.
might be my favorite song by them.
Oh really?
I think so, dude. That is a fucking awesome song.
The Board Stiff Warped Tour Circle Pit video. Dude.
Won you over?
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Well, you guys are much younger, so I would assume that your favorite would have been in that or the later part of their discography.
That was the first stuff I had heard was Gutter Phenomenon. But in terms of like overall best record that it seems like they've written front to back, to me it's New Junk.
Yeah, that's the one that made me really fall in love with them.
I'm trying to remember what's on that particular one.
The big single from that.
Roman Holiday?
Yeah, that was on that.
Yep.
Marvelous Slut.
White
Okay,
Smoke.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
big
those are all
single
good,
from
yeah.
it, I think, was Wanderlust.
Yes,
Oh yeah. Okay,
yes.
so there's so many songs that I mean
They
I
are
listen to on
prolific,
shuffle and
dude.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like Werewolf was definitely a good one. That was my favorite on that album. But I get
The
that
Big
one mixed
Dirty.
up with
Yeah, that was Big Dirty.
Big Dirty and what's the one with Organ Grinder? Is that the one? Is that what you're talking about?
Organ Grinder is on New Junk.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's the one where the fucking right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then X Lives was after that one. That one was amazing.
that rolled.
I probably didn't listen to that one as much, and I probably didn't listen to Low Teens as much as I probably should have either.
Dude.
But
Low
I do
Teens
love
is
like
real
the
good.
singles off of both those albums. I love the singles that are put on. But like, he also got into Every Time I Die Late too, JP. So like I was telling him like, dude, the record you fucking need to listen to is Hot Damn, because like I listened to them when they were like early on. Like I wasn't for the first record. I don't think I was around, but like I did listen to like Jimmy Tango's Method and fucking all those way early songs. That shit was just so crazy because it was like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know? And then they had a version of that Southern rock kind of party metal hardcore shit that was just with Hot Damn. That was crazy. But
they transcended all that though.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so
Oh, yeah, for
crazy.
sure. And
Insane.
then now they just, I don't know. They keep cranking. I don't know. They keep cranking that shit
Seriously.
out.
They're in
I
their
feel
own
the same.
category.
There's not a bad. There's not really a bad song, and you can like follow that band anywhere they go, and you're still gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will always deliver, no matter what.
Is that what
Like-
the plan for Yashira is? You know, just to not be boxed in and just go all over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys have
Short-
a plan
short
in
answer.
general? Because like you obviously were thinking early on that like, fuck it, the third record and the fourth record, those are gonna be bangers.
That was always Seth's thing. He would always say shit like that.
He'd always be like, "This is fine for this record. We don't have to do stuff like this on the second."
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like
What
what?
are we
You know?
doing? Yeah.
Like
That
he'd
guitar riff is so first record, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
like kind of
He-
goofy shit like that. Yeah, and he'd
He
like
was
say
so
things
funny.
like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see where the band's at in 5 years. You know, like, are we still like writing good music, or like just thinking about breaking up in 5 years, like
Yeah.
at the beginning of the band? It's like
Yeah.
He had
like goofy shit.
he was very farsighted. I'm a little nearsighted, and my expectations don't extend beyond the next couple hours or possibly a day or two. So very hard for me to be like, yeah, I wonder what the third album's gonna be like. I don't know. It's like I've thought super in those terms. I
We
guess.
would all just think that shit was so goofy when he would say
It
it.
was
We'd
so
all just like laugh. We're like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like live in the now, man, please."
So you guys don't have like a? I mean, do you have goals as like a band? Because obviously, like you got signed earlier on, so you are kind of somewhat established with like at least a decent group of people around you. So like I didn't know if you had like goals to fucking be this.
Yeah, a goal would be to get to a point where we can play live. I'd say that's probably like an immediate goal. Because right now, I mean,
Are you guys doing live stream anything? Are you guys talk about that?
We
with
want
the
to.
fight and stuff.
Yeah, we're in talks about that, like discussing it.
You guys should do a. I don't know if you can do this with short notice, but like when the record comes out on Friday, you should do a listening party on your Facebook or some shit.
Oh, on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna do. We were talking about if cases like if things had died down, which they didn't, and they never even came close. That we were gonna do a listening party at our friend's bar, like around locally, but that
bar?
literally at the Flamingo in Murray Hill, yeah. But that obviously didn't even come close to happening.
Work out.
So. But yeah, I mean, short-term goal would be playing a show, like playing live.
That's everyone's short-term goal.
Yeah. Long-term goal, I just think I've always said to them to just sustain.
Yeah.
I just want the band to just be able to be alive. You know what I mean? To be able to play, to be able to write, and if that means taking a break from touring to save money because we all work jobs, obviously our band doesn't pay for literally anything that we do.
We pay that. We put money in.
Yes, exactly. But that's never taken away from it, and we could stay on this path forever, and I'd be fine with writing music with them.
Yeah,
for
sure. It'd be good to just not be a band that comes and goes, because there's so many fucking bands like that are awesome, and then they just like break up or they never do anything else.
Well, I mean, I guess you guys did. You guys have overcome a pretty big fucking obstacle. Fairly. Not,
That's
I don't
how
wanna
it
say
feels,
easily,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
you guys definitely have already kind of crossed over one of the worst things that can happen to a band.
Yeah, probably worst case scenario situation. Fingers crossed, nothing that bad happens again. But if it does, that's just one of the things that we'll cross when we get to it. But yeah, I do feel like the way that we handled everything and the way that we're coming out on the other side, it says a lot.
Feels like we climbed a mountain.
Yeah.
Honestly, for this record to drop on Friday, I can't really put into words what it feels like to get it here, to be at this point.
Yeah.
From where we were literally this time 2 years ago. Like,
crazy.
It's just crazy to think about. But yeah. Goals.
Yeah, I mean, if we could just sustain, have, a decent following in 5 to 10 years, that'd be great. I feel like our following right now is pretty solid. Like, people are already, like, dedicated to us just from, our other releases. And
are you afraid that because you might not be sounding, you might not have the same record, that some of those people may not follow you to the new record?
You're always going to have people that are like, I love their first album so much more,
I only like their demo.
Yeah, we've already gotten a couple of those, but it is what it is, We're not really concerned about losing any supporters or anything like that. Like, it's like sky's kind of the limit, I feel like with the amount that we gain from putting this album out, probably the people that we lose from putting it out, I don't know. It probably won't really matter.
We've also never been a band. We've never been a band that was writing music to be like, oh, well, would the crowd like this?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Should we enter a nice moshy riff here?
Yeah, no, we straight up, we'll write our sets how we want to play them, not concerned how anybody else is going to feel about anything. So
it's always been like that.
It's always been that way, and it's going to remain that way. We're just that way musically, I think.
When shows get back to going and everything like that, do you guys take any time, since you're putting more thought into your music side of things and writing it and making sure it's perfected over time rather than just shitting it and ripping it out?
Shitting and ripping it. Yeah.
Shit it out.
Do you guys put any effort or thought into your live visual aspect of your show, or do you not have the budget for that kind of thing?
We are going to try and do a little more now.
Right now, nothing like that is even on the table, just because, we don't even know what we have to work with, Like, we don't know if when shit gets back, if we're going to be playing, the Rain Dogs or the Dailies place. We're not,
Right.
you know, we're not playing Dailies, but I'm just saying, like,
You could be the, you could
Right.
be the opener of you know, a cool show.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know, we just don't know. How
Open
it's gonna
for
look.
Post Malone at Daly's place.
That'd be awesome, dude.
I did see that show.
Did you? Yeah, I love
Not
Post
the
Malone.
when he came earlier on, not like recently.
Yeah, I don't know. Live, like Luke said, we're just not really thinking about it because it's not even close to being available. You know,
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was super bummed that Furnace Fest got canceled. I didn't like we all thought it wasn't going to be a long term fucking thing.
Yeah.
And like they held out for a long time, you know, without canceling, and then they did.
That was a lineup, dude. That was a crazy ass lineup.
Yeah,
I don't even remember who was on it.
everybody. That,
Converge was playing this year's fest. They were supposed to.
Furnace
Furnace
Fest.
Fest, yeah.
Oh, Furnace Fest. I thought
Not
you said
this- not the- yeah,
Fest,
not
like
the
Gainesville
Fest,
Fest.
yeah.
Excuse me.
That was going to be a good one too. I think there were a couple people that Comeback Kid was going to that, and I was going to be stoked on that. But,
That Furnace Fest thing was wacky.
That was
I was
bonkers, dude.
I was like, every time they would announce a band, I'd be like, how the fuck are they paying all these bands?
Yeah, right.
Like,
That band's still around.
some of them aren't.
Yeah,
and they were
that's-
coming
yeah.
back. Yeah,
I
insane.
remember some of the other ones.
Zayao.
Yeah, I know they were
Zayao.
on it. I think
Converge was on
Converge
it.
was
Poison
the
the
one-
Well, I think was going to
Yeah.
play.
Poison the
End.
Well.
End was on it.
End was on it.
Yeah, they were a new
Misery
band.
Signals
Knocked Loose was on there
Knocked
as a
Loose,
new band.
yeah.
Counterparts was on there as a new band. Every time
Me
that
too,
was on
yeah.
there, not as a new band. But basically, like anybody that was cool that played Furnace Fest was coming back to play Furnace Fest. I think Andrew WK was going to play Furnace Fest.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
he was a big part. Like he had a big moment at Furnace Fest. Yeah,
Yeah, didn't they have like Embodiment or something like gonna play, or
they had like a
They
bunch
had
of
a
shit.
shit ton.
they had like Living Sacrifice coming
Yeah.
back and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all
they
that
did.
kind of shit.
Man, that band is gnarly.
Living Sacrifice was, I think, the first screaming band I ever heard.
Wow.
Popped it in at a Christian bookstore and a little CD thing.
Who was your first screaming band?
Conceived in Fire.
I'm trying to think of what mine first screaming band was.
Evergreen?
Are we talking about that, or is that your first heavy band you ever heard? 'Cause I'm just talking about screaming guys in general.
I think mine was Nirvana, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean Nirvana screams, but
Yeah.
I think we're talking more like.
No, I guess I was asking like broader, more broad.
Oh, so you are asking for Nirvana?
Or
Yeah, I
fucking
guess.
like James Brown or something like that, dude.
About that thing. I guess yeah, he's a screamer too. Yeah. Yeah, you could just put him on like some deathcore kind of fucking backing.
There's
track or
probably a
something.
YouTube thing made
100%.
of it. Of James,
James
Brown's
Brown.
vocals over
You know, one of the good
somebody
things-
making a metal song on Fruity Loops.
If not, they will now. One of the good things I think that came from all the COVID was they did cancel Furnace Fest, which was a bummer, but they also canceled the other festival that was going on in Orlando, that Rebel Rock Fest, and Biscuit was supposed to play that, and it was like on my birthday, but it's the same weekend as Furnace Fest, so I was gonna obviously go to Furnace.
Oh, you
Fest.
had such a hard choice to make.
That
What
was life and death.
what was it going to be, man?
Well, now they rescheduled the Rebel thing.
So you're not
to
going to
next
tell
year.
us what the choice was?
Oh, I was going to Furnace Fest. For
Okay,
sure.
okay.
There's no way you could miss that,
Come on. He's a real one, dude.
Biscuit, though.
right?
You got to risk it for the.
Biscuit.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a dope one. But
saw-
also, the Rage Against the Machine thing got pushed back, so
yeah. They'll do it again.
I forgot
mean,
that was even happening.
I forgot too.
I hope a lot of people else do, and they fucking want to sell their tickets so I can get them.
You've seen Limp Bizkit though, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I saw him at Rock. Oh, you haven't?
Oh no, yeah, I did.
Okay, I didn't know if you were.
I got pulled
being
on stage.
facetious.
I got pulled on stage one time when I was at a show, and I sang with them.
Which show?
Like, dude, you're probably like not even old enough to be at the show.
No, I was not there.
It's like 2000.
Believe it.
It was the old Coliseum. I was 17 years old.
They pulled you on stage to sing a song.
What song? This
My
matters. My Way?
Dude,
Oh, no.
that's sick.
Yeah, it was a crazy ass time.
Man, what a bummer, man.
And so, of course, that also plays into my fandom
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
of the band.
They like
Wow.
they're like asking you to come onto the stage and you're like
They don't
you're like
ask
you're like
anybody.
no, next song. Next
No,
song.
no.
I don't want to do this one.
They Bunny was a big security guard they had back in the day. He's also been in like a bunch of their videos.
Buddy or Bunny?
Bunny
With
the
like a rabbit.
ears.
Okay.
And he literally just yoked me out of the crowd. And I thought I was getting kicked out or some shit.
Oh.
And then he just threw me up like a little rag doll onto the stage.
Man, Remember when you saw him? I didn't go, but I saw the video
Yeah.
of him bringing his mom on stage.
Dude, that was probably the craziest shit I've ever
and they covered
seen.
Rage.
Yes.
When did you go? Rockville?
It was at Rockville, yeah. So he like brings his mom on stage right in the middle of them covering Killing in the Name of. And it's like right before the part where he's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And he like brings his mom up and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, this is my mom.
This is my mom.
Yeah.
Like that.
And everybody's like, yeah. And he just like starts singing that part. And she's just like dancing.
Weird.
It was fucking weird, bro.
I'm tied with that band in weird ways. Like my babysitter, when I was a young person, was good friends with Wes, and so like he would come over sometimes.
So this is like a deeply rooted fandom.
It's some
for
weird
you.
way because the band's local.
Are you from Arlington?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we probably all kind of crossed. I mean, they were older than I am, but yeah. And then my mom and my grandfather worked with Sam's dad.
Who's Sam?
The bass player.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it's like so weird.
Yeah, there are connections all around here with them. My dad used to own like a car audio joint off. It was in Arlington, off Atlantic, and I think somebody from Limp Bizkit, like John Otto or something, came in there to get some shit for that, or I really don't remember it. I was literally like 7, so
Yeah.
John Otto would be the one that would pimp a car out.
yeah.
Same deal with Skinner, dude. Everybody's got an uncle that like knows Skinner or like
I went to high school.
originally
with
played
their daughter.
guitar for Leonard Skinner or something.
They
like
got a
that.
Van Zant running for like
Yeah.
school district something out in
Holy
Clay
shit,
County.
dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, them and the Allman Brothers. The Allman Brothers were here too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They got that like random house in Riverside where we were we were living closer to at the time when we were doing the podcast. But yeah, there was like a random house that has a plaque out front going like, "Hey, this is the starting place for the Allman Brothers," and like you can rent that house and just like live there.
You see people out front like taking pictures of your house.
Yeah, no, people do stop.
There
Like,
she is.
People do stop and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But speaking of house shows, earlier on, I wanted to mention because we had talked about Frail Body already prior to the podcast. But
Great band.
we saw them at a house out in the wood room.
Woodroom, yeah.
Didn't Nick book that show?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember who was supposed to play it. Might have been Umanina Nova.
Yeah, they did play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
that's right.
nice,
Okay,
nice.
that's
Yeah.
right.
That band,
They're dope as shit too.
they're super good.
They're one of the
I was
bands.
talking about Frail Body, but also Umanina Nova is, yeah.
And Harbor Lights is good too. They played that shit in there.
That was like the weirdest fucking dude. I want to talk about that show because I'd like to talk to them about it when we get them on the podcast again. Whenever that fucking
Frail Body or
yeah,
Harbor
Frail Body.
Lights? Oh, okay.
Frail Body, and so they're on the podcast, right? And this is a whatever. I'm just going to tell the story anyway. So they're on the podcast, and then they go play the show, and so we go and meet them, and I'm trying to be like, hey, let's have a good time, right? Because I don't remember. I don't think they smoked at all. I think they drank with me or whatever. But then we pull up, and it's just like a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a neighborhood.
Where was it? In Jacksonville?
Riverside, like a mile
okay.
from my house. But like it was like a neighborhood kind of situation. So I was like, oh my God. I didn't know it was like that. And I have like a 4-pack of Tall Boys and like a J. So like I'm smoking out in the street. And then all of a sudden, like I'm already kind of crispy. And then we pull up and I'm like, this is like a college movie. Like all of a sudden we've entered some like weird college movie. And like we're at a house show. And it's all these younger people. We're obviously the oldest people there. And then, like, it's legit, like, these people just live there and they're fucking having a house party. And so, like, but there's so many people. Like, I felt like once we walked in the door, it was like, we are on set now. And there's, like, and even the video he shot was very, like, movie-esque, because we recorded the show that night. But that was such a crazy fucking...
Was it just, like, awesome lighting in there or what?
It was awesome vibes, kind of, I guess, in general, and the lighting was dope. But it's just like where they played was like a room half this size. You know what I mean? So like, and you're just like in the kitchen listening to the band in the other room. You know what I mean? And
We played in a basement in Riverside one time.
Yeah,
it was a basement in Riverside.
Dude,
there is.
It was the hottest show.
Yeah,
I have ever played by 1,000
It doesn't even
miles.
like begin to explain how fucking hot it was in there. It was a really, really fun show, though.
Those are usually the worst shows, the worst environments and stuff like that are always the best shows.
It was with Frameworks.
Frameworks.
Yep.
Frameworks and
Marcellus. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a fun show. It was crazy though, pulling up to the house and when I pulled up, it was off like Oak Street or something. It was like Rochelle or some shit. And we like pulled up and I was like, no way. Like no freaking way.
Yeah.
And we get down to the basement and I see the basement and feel the heat. No one's down there yet. And I feel the heat and I'm like,
whoops.
Oh no. I was like, man,
bad,
this is going to be incredibly hot. Like,
Which it was.
it felt like you were like cutting through
you
thick
got going
air
on?
just walking.
Just pacing around, getting all in the audio.
That's okay.
What are you doing?
That's okay.
Hot
Yeah.
shows are always fun.
Yeah.
They suck at the time, but they're always.
You look
like,
back on
memorable.
them with
I
fondness,
remember. I probably mentioned this on the podcast as well, but like Evergreen and Every Time I Die played a show around the same time that Hot Damn was coming out, and the AC. Someone turned the heat on. for the show.
That's just fucked
And it was
up.
in July or something like that. So like, dude, that show was so fucking.
That was
hot.
here?
Yeah, yeah. It was the Imperial.
Oh my god, dude.
And I was wanting to think, I wanted to say it might have been Rock and Roll Pizza at the time or something, and because it was always hotter in there when they were making pizza. But I know they took the pizza stuff out, and it was just the Imperial after that. But that show was fucking insanely hot. But I look back on it fondly now because it's like a memorable show. But at the time, it was fucking god awful because it was packed, dude.
Dude, probably the hottest show besides that house show was that fucking title fight and Touche Amore show at the warehouse.
Unit 6? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to that one?
Where?
It was at Unit 6.
But I don't even know where that is. So
It's under the Matthews Bridge. Legitimately. Like it's like this it was like these steel warehouses.
You know, under the Matthews Bridge.
Yeah.
Not like directly under it, but like pretty much.
It's in that
right
industrial
next to
area
it.
under the
We have
Matthews
a
Bridge.
we have a little warehouse out there, the Toontown.
Yeah, it's right by there.
okay.
It's like right across the street from there.
Well,
It's off of
eventually we're gonna have
Wamble.
events in there, so
Really?
yeah, eventually we got to. The city's got to be all like involved, obviously. So we're
Yeah.
getting there, or they're getting there, not we are.
Wait, you said you're gonna have shows there and stuff?
Yeah, we
whenever
did
it
have
comes
shows
back?
before. We did have shows.
What's it called?
Well, it's Toontown. It's just a big, giant 3-sectioned warehouse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
It's like a storage warehouse, but it's all graffiti on the outside. It's the big graffiti building downtown.
What is that space used for? I've always wondered that.
Nothing.
Just
I mean,
nothing?
like we were doing events and stuff like that, but the city, it wasn't. They shut us down because it wasn't
up to code
up
or
to
whatever.
code and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's got the building getting up to code and stuff like that, and adding this, that, and the other, whatever needed to be added, and doing all the safety stuff. But yeah, at some point they're going to do like events, and you can hold like decent concert sized bands in
big.
there. Yeah, so it's just an additional capacity. Like it might fill a cool gap between because Underbellies is coming back too, and that's a decent room. So it might be like 1,000 people.
I love that
plus,
room.
Venue or whatever. But
Yeah. It's
Later.
good that Underbelly's coming back.
Played our second show there. Higher on Fire and Crowbar. That was a gig, man. That was a freaking gig.
That was a good one.
I remember the Every Time I Die show that was there, and the He Is Legend show that was.
I
there.
saw Every Time I
Hell
Die
yeah.
there too. I think that was with Ghost Inside and Architects, right?
I don't know. I can't remember. That does not sound right though.
I saw them there with them. That was definitely them. They headlined it though.
With Ghost Inside? Oh, dude, I think
It might have
you're
just been
right.
Architects, but Ghost Inside might have played. But either way, it was
They played.
it was Etid's show.
They played right when From Parts Unknown came out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Oh man,
That's a record I don't really listen to that often.
it's
it's
pretty
got
thick,
got
dude.
good tracks. That song "More" on it.
Oh yeah,
It's
So
piano.
heavy, dude.
We can't just talk about Every Time I Die on this podcast.
Yeah.
But we can. But
We
I
can,
get what
yeah,
you
but
mean.
we probably shouldn't. Anyway, we've probably gone over an hour. What are we at? Yeah, so we
Holy
probably
shit.
should wrap this up. Plus, it's Duval Sunday, and we're 10 minutes away from kickoff.
Oh, I can't wait to watch them lose, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Speaking of frail body, like I said, fucking Nick hit me up and was all like, "They're going to lose today," and I was like, "Yeah, bro, we know
Yeah,
that."
of course. And if they don't, we're gonna be mad
Because he's a Vikings fan. I should clarify, he's a Vikings fan, and they're playing the Vikings today. And
we need a quarterback. You don't
we
get,
need a lot of things.
You don't get quarterbacks if you win.
Yeah, we need a lot of things. I don't know what's going on with the team,
You got
but
Gardner
anyway,
Minshew, bro.
He's on the
I'm not
bench.
even getting into this. I'll get
Yeah,
real fired
this
up.
is probably not proper podcast topic anyway. That's too
Jags.
Duvalish.
Yeah. Love Jacksonville. Hope the Jags stay in Jacksonville.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, I guess we'll just wrap it up. So yeah, just shout out your record that'll be out the following Friday. You're listening to this, but if you aren't, it was December 11th. So go ahead. And any bands that we should probably check out or anything that you want to plug.
Oh man, that's a long
There's
list.
so many.
Fail to Be, our new record, drops December 11th, Friday after you listen to this. Good Fight Music. Check out Crypto Dira, Vatican. Chime in whenever you want.
Axis.
Man. Axis, Gouge Away. You already checked out Gouge Away. I don't need to prescribe that to you.
Yeah.
I tried to get them on the podcast.
I didn't think about my shout-outs before we started this. So.
I didn't think
That's
about
why I
it
like to
either.
throw it on you. So it's
There's
just like
so
whoever.
many, dude.
Portrayal of Guilt,
Yeah.
Slow Fire Pistol.
Wreath of Tongues is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a shit ton. In Jacksonville, there's some good bands too.
Yeah, who
Crypteria, Rhythm of Fear.
Limp Bizkit,
Yeah.
Evergreen Terrace.
Evergreen Terrace, yeah. No, actually, I'm drawing blanks. Every good band has broken up now.
Yeah.
Rom was great, but they're done now.
This is going on too long.
You man and Nova, you man and Nita Nova, whatever you fucking say.
yeah.
Umanita Nova.
Of course.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Frameworks.
Listen to Frameworks. Pez.
Pez.
Yeah, Pez is pretty good.
Horsewhip.
Horsewhip. This is
Horsewhip.
going on for so long. Ether Coven.
Ether.
All the friends that we're friends.
Yeah. Just look up Florida Metal and you'll
There's
find
so
some.
many good bands. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll cut it there, and that'll be it. So yeah, just hit the fucking thing.